If you're algorithmic trading, if you're an algo trader, one thing you're always looking for is entries. But which one's the best? I'm champion trader Kevin Davey, and let's find out. You're always looking for entries as a trader. Is this entry better than this other entry? Is this new entry any good? I don't know. The big thing is you gotta test them, right? But who has time to test all of these entries? You could go days and days, weeks, months, even years testing entries. So I've decided to test some for you and kind of pre-test them so that you don't necessarily have to do all this dirty work. You can rely on some of my results. So for this test, I'm testing 8 different entries. The first one is a standard momentum type entry. The second one is a breakout entry. Everybody knows this one, right? The third one is just a simple moving average. And the fourth one is a dual moving average. So those are entries 1 to 4. And then for entries 5 to 8, what I did was I used those same entries and just added a bull or bear trend filter to it. And you might say, whoa, what's that? I've never heard of that. Well, click on this article down below and you'll see what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna run 8 entries on 40 different futures markets, 5 different bar sizes. Altogether, there's a ton of runs, and normally it would take a ton of time, but I've got a great tool to help me shortcut it. The tool's called Multiopt, and it's only for students of my workshop. They're the only people who can even buy it. But it helps you do a lot of this testing really quickly. Once I have the test set up, then I have to figure out, well, how do I know what's best? Is it net profit? Is it minimum drawdown? What should I use? Well, the problem is, depending what you use as your criteria, you're going to get different results. So for this test, I'm going to look at a few different things, but one of them is going to be average trade. So here's average trade value, and here's how those 8 stack up. So you can see the best one and the worst one is related to the breakout type strategy. Well, that's kind of interesting. Well, what happens when you look at different market sectors? Here's those results. And what if you look at different bar sizes? Here's how those results show up. Now, it's interesting to point out, you might say, hey, most of these are negative results. Why would I want to trade any of them? It's a good point. These are just stop and reverse entries, so there's no stop loss, no profit target, no special exits or anything like that. So you can see just by themselves, after slippage and commission, they don't work. And that's good to know. So continuing on, let's look at the best overall performers. What does that kind of look like? Here they are by different strategies. And you might say, well, some of those probably only have a few trades. Some of the stock indices, for example, might only have 1 or 2 trades. So let's make it so it has to have at least 50 trades. Then here's our top 10. Now, since I'm changing the length of a moving average or the momentum length or the breakout length, I'm optimizing with one variable. So whenever you optimize, you don't necessarily want to pick the best one, but you want to know how they do as a whole. One way to look at that is to categorize the results as good results and bad results. So let's just say you're running a 10-year test. If you have more than $25,000 net profit, that's a good result. But if you lose more than $25,000, that's a bad result. So if you're looking at, say, 10 different moving averages, you want a lot of good results relative to the number of bad results. So here's what happens when you look at that and look at those ratios of good results to bad results. Here's what comes out on top. Well, that's kind of interesting. So overall, it looks like the breakout is the best strategy of these four. And both the breakout with the filter and without the filter are pretty decent, but the one without the filter is probably better. So that's round one of the entry battle. Would you like to see round two with some different entries? If so, leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel. That way I'll know people are interested in this. So again, maybe you have a special entry that you want me to test. Well, put it down in the comments. I'll try to add it into a future video. Well, thanks again for watching. I'm Kevin Davey. Have a great trading day.